So, if you were to tell your 16-year-old self what business to start, what would you say? I guess this person is asking about should they start a service-based business, a product-based business, along that sort of
Yeah.
lines.
This is potentially I was hoping you asked me this question because it's my favorite question to answer. Um, Drop shipping, anything to do with a product? No. At a young age, don't. Why? Because it's faceless. You can't form an attachment to it. It's completely emotionless. You can't, you practice one thing and that is selling, I don't know, a pet cooling pad or selling like something that people are going to buy once and never buy again because the quality is awful, right? Service-based businesses are the best businesses to go into when you're young. Why? Because they teach not only how to sell, but they teach communication, they teach people management. You can learn how to do whatever service you're doing. So whether it's building websites, whether it's, email marketing, any of this, you can build up such a thick skin that you won't build up in pretty much any other business purely on the fact that you're kind of covering all bases. So like, I love cold calling. Why? Because I can build such a thick skin. I sort of know now who's going to say yes and who's going to say no based off how they answer. So if they say hello, then I'm like, yeah, no, never mind. I didn't even want you anyway. But if they're like, hiya, it's almost they're inviting you in. And then you, almost, then you can hit them with your offer. And then it's, being exciting. But the only way you learn that is by starting something that allows you to do that. You can't do that by, drop shipping or, Amazon FBA or any of these gimmicks because one, they don't work. Two, they're saturated. And three, you're not creating anything from it. You're not bettering yourself. You're bettering the product and you're bettering the business. And people buy from people. People don't buy from businesses, if that makes sense. So I think it was Jamie Lang, the owner of Candy Kittens. So his first VC investment was purely on the basis of the guy liked him. He sat with a meal with the guy and the guy said, I don't even like the products, but I like you. I like your vision. I like what you're preaching. And in doing so, I'm going to support that preach purely on the basis of I like you. If he sat behind and he didn't say anything in class and he wasn't the loudest voice in the room, then you're not going to be able to sort of sell, and you're not being able to sort of convince and win anyone over purely on the fact that your sort of business experience is, oh yeah, I done a drop shipping brand, but I can't really speak to anyone and I can't really do sales and I can't really manage people because it's all faceless. It's all sort of pointless in the long-term goal of owning a business because it's unrealistic. And you can't, unfortunately, drop shipping isn't going to be around forever. There's always going to be something else that comes up, and you can do that. Do you know what I mean? But if you want to scale a business, a company, then you've got to do something to do with learning and bettering yourself on the process. That's what I would say to that question. And also AI. AI, I hate the words, I hate talking about AI because obviously people's sort of, they hear even the word AI now, do AI or, this is how you do this in AI. They just scroll past or they don't even listen.
100%.
Why? Why? Because everyone's preaching it. But the concept of AI is so confusing. It's almost becoming saturated already because everyone's doing it, right? But I believe it's the complete opposite if your perception is the complete opposite. So if you look at it, what a business is doing right now that AI can replace, and then how can I learn how to do that AI function and sell it to businesses? One, you're selling to businesses, which means that you're having face-to-face communication with people. You can sort of build these client relationships. You can work with real people and they will buy from real people. So you can sort of have this business model, have this company purely on the basis of your ability to sell. It's not faceless. It's not, you've created this AI software that you're just going to, hope people buy and just, do a couple of Facebook ads and stuff like that because it doesn't work. You need to almost find something that a business is missing and then fill that void, fill that gap with something that AI can replace. And in doing so, you'll increase your sales, you'll increase your company value, you'll increase your value as a person. That's why I'd answer to that question.